Hi, good afternoon everyone. My name is Max. I am a consultant with a real estate developer from Malaysia. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at leverage in the context of real estate. Now, for seasoned investors, you probably know the ins and outs of leverage and how it works and the pros and cons as well. So this video is more targeted towards people who are just getting started out in real estate investing. So what is leverage? Very simple. Let's just look at the example of two different buyers, home buyers who buy a $1 million property. Okay, so the price over here is going to be $1 million. We got buyers A and B. All right. So for most people, you already know that one way to pay for a property is to pay 100% with cash. There's no leverage involved here. It's just a cash investment. So buyer A over here uses 100% cash. So his outlay is $1 million. Okay. Buyer B over here decides that he's going to pay a down payment of 20% cash and get a financing for 80%. So his cash outlay here, 20% is $200,000, 200 grand, and he has 80% under financing, which based on $1 million would be $800,000, 800 grand. Okay. So right off the bat here, you can see that person A is not using any leverage whatsoever. He's decided to use 100% cash to pay for his property. Person B over here has taken 80% financing from the banks. So he only has to make a cash down payment of 20% and he owns the property. Now let's just pretend that both of these people bought it for investment purposes, meaning that they're going to rent it out for rental income. And let's just pretend that in this market, the rental yields are at 6% per year. 6%. 6% rent. Okay, now 6% based on $1 million would be $60,000 per year. 60 grand per annum. Or $5,000 per month. Okay, so in person A scenario, it's very simple. He's going to get $5,000 a month or $60,000 a year because he owes nobody any money. That property is 100% his. All that he has to take care of at the end of the day are the utilities and the taxes, and that's it. So in person A's scenario, rent, 5 grand a month. Okay. In person B scenario, let's not forget that he has a mortgage. And let's pretend that his mortgage is for a 20-year term. 20 years. Interest, we're going to pretend right now that it's just 3%. All right, it's a 3% interest per year. So his monthly payment, I have to get a calculator for this. His monthly payment based on an $800,000 loan with 3% interest per year for a 20-year term is going to be $4,436. $4,436.78. Now, per month he's getting $5,000 in rent. 5 grand. So automatically you can see that he's already in positive cash flow. We're going to do the math right now to see how much in positive cash flow he is. It's $563.22. Okay, so that is per month, and per year times 12 months, he's in positive cash flow for $6,007. All right. So just right off the bat over here in this scenario, you can see real quick that person A, he has the property free and clear. Every month he's getting $5,000 in rental or $60,000 per year. But that's in one property. Person B over here has decided he wants to take some risk. So he's applying leverage of 80% financing. His cash outlay is $200,000, meaning that he still has $800,000 in the bank. Okay? So he took a mortgage for 20 years, 3% interest. Every month he's paying $4,436 in monthly mortgage. He's getting $5,000 rent per month as well, seems like person A. So at the end of the day, he is in positive cash flow of $563 per month, or per annum, $6,700. On paper, it looks like person A over here is making more money. But let's examine this real quick. What if person B here took his $800,000 that he still has left over, bought 4 other properties with 20% down payment, $200,000 each, and now suddenly he's getting $6,700 times 5. $6,700 times 5 properties. And this is after we've already subtracted the mortgage that you would have on the other properties as well. So times 5 would be $33,000. Per month. Which is $2,008. Per month. So imagine that person B over here, if he was to apply leverage of 2080, he would be able to take that same $1 million, spread it across 5 different properties with a down payment of 20% each, $200,000, get an 80% mortgage on each of the properties, and at the end of the day, he would be making $33,000, $793 per annum in positive cash flow, or $2,800 per month, which isn't bad in most places. Getting positive cash flow of $2,008 can pay for most of the things, unless you're living the kind of like a David Beckham lifestyle. But to the point, this is the pro of what can happen. Because imagine this, 20 years later, he has already paid the properties free and clear. Every month, he would be getting $60,000 per property times 5. So let's just assume that free and clear, 20 years later, and the rent is still $60,000 per year. So you're gonna take 60 grand times 5 properties, which would then give him $300,000 in positive cash flow every single year, which works up to approximately $25,000 in rental income per month. Now this over here is the pro, what can happen in a positive scenario. In a negative scenario, let's just pretend that the market crashes and burns, and each of his tenants decides that they're going to vacate. They're going to terminate their tenancy. So now he has to single-handedly bear the mortgage payments of $4,400 per month. You take $4,400 per month, and you multiply that by 5 properties. And you get $22,000 per month that he would have to fork out to sustain this real estate portfolio. Now imagine if he doesn't have the means to pay that $22,000 a month. Imagine that. Well, then the bank is going to come along one fine day and foreclose on each of the properties. And usually when a bank forecloses on a property, they're going to sell for a significant loss. You could lose a lot, if not all, of the capital you paid on a property. So if you were to take $200,000 times 5, you could lose all $1 million if the banks aren't able to sell at a price above the amount that you paid for as a down payment. Right. So that is a worst case scenario. This is what we call foreclosure, and this is every real estate investor's worst nightmare. So what should you do if you're in this scenario and you're thinking of using leverage as an investment? First of all, you should never allow your emotions to control your investment decisions. You need to sit down, look at the numbers, and determine if you are in a financial position to weather a storm. Let's say that the world goes into a recession for 12 months and you're this guy over here in this scenario. Would you be able to pay $22,000 per month times 12? That is almost $250,000 right there. Let's say that you're not. That's fine. Then scale down your investments. Maybe go with 1 or 2 properties first, right? What's most important is that when it comes to leverage, that you are in a positive cash flow situation. And if the market crashes, you are financially able to pay for the installments as well as the utilities and the taxes for the properties. So that is basically it, guys. You need to weigh out the pros and cons, see which scenario is more suitable for your lifestyle. If you want to use leverage, you really need to know the numbers. Maybe speak with an accountant or a financial planner, someone or a real estate professional, someone who's got experience with these kinds of things, who can sit down with you and go over the numbers, make sure that you're able to financially weather the storm if and when it does come. That way you would have a portfolio that is sustainable and, more importantly, in the long term is able to provide you with a steady stream of positive cash flow that can help you retire healthily. Okay, so I thank you all for watching this video. I hope you found it insightful. If you have any questions, we have a Facebook page. You can go ahead and drop us a message, a direct message, if you have any questions. If you would like to see us cover another topic in real estate investing, go ahead and leave us a message also. And I would really appreciate it if you like and follow our Facebook page. Thank you and be safe.